Hello and welcome to the Buck Stops here. I'm Vishnu Shom and we are out with the Indian Army in Mizoram for a special story on the changing fight of terrorism, not only in the northeast but also in Jammu and Kashmir. What is the Indian Army doing to deal with terrorists who increasingly come in with more advanced weapons, with more advanced communication? It's constant re-engagement of tactical doctrines, and these doctrines keep needing to change. That's what we're looking at in this special report.
In these dense jungles, it's often impossible to spot the enemy. Terrorists could be hiding anywhere. The slightest sound may betray your position, and that could be the difference between life and death. But these Gurkha soldiers know that, which is why every step is deliberate, every movement is calibrated. A piece of clothing has been detected. This could belong to a terrorist. The sniffer dog is brought in and then let loose. There is no space for error. If an encounter were to happen, the person who seizes the initiative by firing first has a huge upper hand. Suddenly, all hell breaks loose. This unit is under attack, but as this group of soldiers takes cover, 3 other soldiers who are covering the flank of the main group moves in to intercept the enemy. This was a simulated battle. The soldiers here were not shooting to kill, but we are told that encounters begin just like this, at the blink of an eyelid. The patrol must keep on moving. This soldier unsheathes his kukri and hacks down some bamboo shoots to create a path. For patrols like this, rationing food and supplies is critical. A patrol may be out for days, and if push comes to shove and packaged pre-cooked meals run out, everything all around us can be used for survival. Snakes, scorpions, worms, frogs, you name it. There is a method in what seems to be madness. Consuming a snake, the head which could contain venom and the tail are removed. Pretty much everything else can be consumed, mostly cooked, sometimes raw.
This is a scorpion. If you see, this is a scorpion.
So you eat scorpions?
Yeah. Scorpions, frogs, fishes.
Now frogs are a delicacy, but you eat scorpions as well?
Yeah, we eat scorpions as well.
Right, and you've got snakes too?
Yeah, we have got snakes too. Whatever we find in jungles, when we don't have food to eat, that time, whatever.
So you can after cooking, you can eat a poisonous snake and a non-poisonous snake?
Yes, we can eat both the poisonous snake and a non-poisonous snake.
Because what you do is you take out the poisonous part of it.
Yeah.
What does it taste like?
Yeah, you can try it on.
So I just break it off?
Yeah, you can just take a bite from it.
If something goes wrong, I'm going to hold you to it.
Yeah.
It's salty.
Yeah, it tastes like this only.
But it doesn't have any strong taste.
But it is very nutritious. We get a lot of nutrition, a lot of proteins.
So there you have it. I've had a bite of the snake. It's not something I'd care to do too often. But this is what all your soldiers do,
Yeah.
and you're trained to do this.
Yeah.
Because you don't just rely on food that you carry, you run out of that sometimes.
Navigating these forests isn't easy. Yes, global positioning systems help, but soldiers here are trained to navigate without having to rely on technology. Getting lost, though, can be all too easy.
Colonel, you were telling me about some very interesting things. You were telling me, for example, about navigation. And you have GPS now, but you have to train all your soldiers to navigate in these areas without GPS. How difficult is that?
Yeah, as I was mentioning, in this type of jungles, if you are, you should be prepared, to navigate without GPS. For this type of jungles, as you see in this area around, it's totally covered and you don't have landmarks. For navigation, the most important point is that you should have landmarks as references to navigate. So in this type of a jungle, it is very, very difficult to navigate. Essentially the rivers and the spur lines, these are the one. Map reading becomes a challenge. You have to identify the correct rivers and the spur lines in order to navigate, because this area landmarks is a big issue. So that is the reason why we emphasize here on navigation in jungles, so that even if you don't have GPS, you are able to navigate and move to your location.
And Colonel, you were telling me something else I found really interesting, that when you step with your toes, you don't step with your heel. Why is that?
Yeah, this is, when you move, especially the scouts which move ahead of a patrol, they are supposed to move with stealth, with minimum noise. So actually when they move, you see these dry leaves.
Yeah.
So when this broken bamboos, so they should not make noise. So when they step, at times they have to check whether this, or they have to, just clear the area before they step and move ahead, so that they make minimum noise.
Jungle warfare means having the ability to deal with any kind of terrain. Crossing this marshy terrain with its shallow lakes and rivers is part of the job. And something that comes with dangers. Keep your feet dry. Carry spare socks. It's a crucial part of the training. Because leeches, insects and bacterial infections are real dangers, as real as the enemy. And getting the basics of soldiery right is absolutely crucial. Resting for a break is a rare luxury, and the patrol must continue by night as well.
These soldiers are out on night patrol, training with improved equipment, improved tactics, and improved morale to take on what seems to be a constant threat.
The targets can be anywhere. Night vision devices help in spotting targets. Flares light up the area, and the soldiers open up with their INSAS rifles.
Alternate landing zone. Your operation line.
As a new day breaks, another group of Gurkha soldiers are briefed on their operations, and in a little while they get set to move into their designated patrol zone. This group will be deployed by Indian Air Force Mi-17 helicopters. In this case, they will be at their LZ or landing zone in minutes. It's just 10 minutes flying time to their deployment zone. But landing a helicopter sometimes means exposing it to ground fire, which is why these soldiers are rappelling down. The entire group of soldiers will be out of this location and deployment will take place in minutes. They'll be ready to carry out their mission. Here at the Army Counterinsurgency and Jungle Warfare School, regarded as among the finest in the world, these soldiers are walking through a jungle alley where targets appear all of a sudden, which they have to aim at and shoot at. Every soldier here is graded for their proficiency in reacting to the sudden appearance of a terrorist who they have to take out in a matter of seconds.
Jungle warfare is, in a sense, all about stealth warfare. You don't want to be seen and you don't want to be detected. And you still want to have the ability of seeing and detecting the enemy. You want to know what really I'm talking about? There are eyes looking at you right now, and they're not my own.